Welcome back to Prop News Time. Here are the headlines for the day. Nashik invests 20,000 crore rupees for sustainable urban growth ahead of Simhastha Kumbh. Mela Nashik is in the midst of a large-scale infrastructure transformation worth over 20,000 crore rupees as it prepares to host the Simhastha Kumbh Mela in 2027. The city is building 9 new bridges, modern sewage treatment systems, flyovers, and industrial zones to handle the massive expected influx of pilgrims and to future-proof its urban development. Alongside this, Nashik Metro Neo and Smart City projects are enhancing urban transport and service delivery. Navi Mumbai International Airport delayed until August 2025 due to runway work. The Navi Mumbai International Airport will now open as sun by August 2025 instead of the previously expected July date. The delay is reportedly due to the runway strip not being fully commissioned yet. A panel has unanimously agreed to retain all historical flight slots at Mumbai Airport for the upcoming winter season. Aizawl embraces new era of growth with major infrastructure projects worth 3,000 crore rupees. Aizawl is undergoing significant transformation with infrastructure projects exceeding 3,000 crore rupees. Key developments include the 14,322 crore rupees by Rabi, Sairang Railway Line, the 1,313 crore rupees Aizawl Bypass with tunnel, and the city's first escalator-equipped footover bridge, which will be completed by June. Uber partners with ONDC to launch metro ticketing, and B2B Logistics in India Uber has launched metro ticketing on its app in partnership with the Open Network for Digital Commerce, ONDC, commencing with Delhi Metro. The initiative is part of a broader plan to integrate public transport systems with digital platforms, enhancing urban mobility. Uber also plans to roll out business-to-business logistics via the ONDC network, allowing businesses to access on-demand logistics without managing their own fleet. This development follows a memorandum of understanding signed during Uber CEO Dara Khosrowshahi's visit to India in 2024, emphasizing the company's commitment to expanding India's digital public goods infrastructure. A residential flat spanning 1,115 square feet sold in VTP Dolce Vita Phase 2 in Pune's Manjri BK for Indian rupees 1 crore 53 lakh. A residential flat spanning 1,238 square feet sold in Orange Amara in Pune's Chinchwad Gaon for Indian rupees 1 crore. A residential flat spanning 535 square feet sold in Mahindra Centrales Tower 3 in Pune's Pimpri Colony for Indian rupees 61 lakh. Bengaluru lease deals. Rippling opens 1 lakh square feet office in Bengaluru. Plans to grow workforce to 2,000 San Francisco-based business software company. Rippling has opened its second office in Bengaluru, expanding its operations within Embassy Tech Village. The new facility, covering over 1 lakh square feet, will accommodate teams across engineering, product, sales, and customer support. The company, valued at United States dollars 16.8 billion, has also announced plans to double its workforce in India from 1,000 to 2,000 employees within the next 3 years. Founded in 2016, Rippling operates offices in key global cities, including San Francisco, New York, Austin, London, Dublin, Sydney, and Bengaluru. Mumbai. BMC demolishes 28 illegal structures in Malad, linked to forged CTS maps. The Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, BMC, has demolished 28 illegal structures on 17 plots in Malad as part of a crackdown on unauthorized constructions built using forged City T Title Survey (CTS) maps. The demolitions follow findings from a special investigation team, SIT, which uncovered widespread forgery across Mumbai's western suburbs. Out of 200 CTS maps reviewed in Malad, 101 were found to be fake. The BMC plans to complete demolition of all 123 identified illegal buildings in the area by May 31. The probe dates back to 2020 and involves developers illegally claiming land using fabricated documents. Noida Court restricts protests near JP office amid homebuyer discontent. A Noida civil court has imposed a 100-meter protest-free zone around JP Infratech's sector, 128 headquarters, following a plea by the company's new management, Suraksha Group. The interim order, issued ex parte, comes after home buyers, awaiting possession since 2010. 11. Intensified demonstrations over stalled projects. The court limited the no-protest zone to 100 meters, rejecting JP's request for a 500-meter buffer due to insufficient evidence. Home buyers, represented by the JIL Real Estate Allottees Welfare Society, JREAS, plan to challenge the order in the next hearing scheduled for July 15, asserting their right to peaceful protest and demanding timely project completion. NGT pulls up Greater Noida builders for failing to disclose water sources used in construction. The National Green Tribunal, NGT, has expressed serious concern over 21 real estate developers in Greater Noida West who have failed to disclose the source of water used during construction. This follows a petition filed in 2022 alleging rampant illegal groundwater extraction by builders. Although the Uttar Pradesh Pollution Control Board, UPPCB, issued notices in March 2025, only one developer has complied. The NGT has now directed all defaulters to submit source details within 10 days. The tribunal will review the case on July 29, 2025. The issue highlights the urgent need for stricter environmental oversight in urban construction practices. Bombay HC clears redevelopment of society despite members' objection. The Bombay High Court has upheld the decision to redevelop a housing society in Mumbai, dismissing an objection raised by a single member. The court ruled that decisions approved by the society's general body cannot be blocked by individual objections unless legal or procedural errors are proven. The case involved Sai Apartments Cooperative Housing Society, where a member sought to stop redevelopment citing CRZ concerns. However, the court noted that necessary approvals were secured and redevelopment decisions were democratically passed. This ruling reaffirms that cooperative housing societies can move forward with redevelopment plans approved by the majority of members. Mumbai residents unite to save Powai Lake from neglect and pollution. A citizens' campaign has been launched to restore Mumbai's iconic Powai Lake, which is struggling with excessive hyacinth growth and pollution. The movement, led by activists, resident groups, and local leaders, aims to pressure civic authorities to take immediate action. The campaign comes after repeated complaints about the deteriorating condition of the lake, once a popular recreational and ecological landmark. With stagnant waters, reduced oxygen levels, and unchecked vegetation growth, Powai Lake is at risk of turning into an ecological dead zone. The initiative calls for immediate desilting, removal of hyacinths, and long-term preservation under BMC's Environment Department. Powai alleges Mumbai Metro of monopolistic practices over mobile network access. Mumbai Metro was recently accused by the Cellular Operators Association of India, Powai, of charging exorbitant and monopolistic rents for mobile network access. COI asserted that under the new Telecommunication Act and right-of-way (ROW) rules, a public authority cannot deny ROW to telecom operators in public spaces. Despite telecom service providers proposing a common network to minimize disruptions, Mumbai Metro allegedly ignored the offer and insisted on using a third-party vendor for connectivity, creating a monopoly. The industry body further highlighted that TSPs had offered to provide connectivity free of cost until commercial terms were finalized, but Mumbai Metro allegedly disregarded the proposal. Pune's real estate shows stability with 14,421 property registrations in April 2025. Pune's real estate market showed stability in April 2025 with 14,421 property registrations, up 1% year on year but down 41% from March's financial year-end surge. Stamp duty collections dropped 3% to INR 547 crore. Despite monthly dips, the January-April period saw the highest property registrations and collections in 4 years, rising 5% and 8% respectively. Affordable housing dominated, with 83% of homes priced under INR 1 crore, though premium homes also grew from 14% to 16% of the market. Analysts highlight Pune's end-user-driven demand and rising interest in upscale properties, indicating a resilient and balanced market poised for continued growth. Nagpur introduces property tax rebates for green-certified buildings to promote sustainability. The Nagpur Municipal Corporation, NMC, has launched a new property tax rebate scheme designed to encourage environmentally sustainable construction across the city. This initiative provides tax discounts of up to 20% for buildings certified by the Indian Green Building Council, IGBC, reinforcing the city's efforts to tackle rising pollution and urban heat. The rebate applies in tiers, with platinum certified buildings receiving the highest reduction, followed by gold and silver levels. Property owners must apply with valid IGBCE certification to avail these benefits, complementing existing incentives for eco-friendly building features such as solar energy and rainwater harvesting. Pune to introduce metered water billing for residential properties under new pilot project, the Pune Municipal Corporation, PMC, is set to launch a pilot project introducing water bills based on actual consumption for residential properties within its limits. This initiative forms part of the city's ongoing 24/7 water supply program, which aims to promote water conservation and ensure fair distribution. The pilot will begin in zones where over 90% of water meters have been installed, covering about 80 of the 141 designated areas. While many residents have welcomed this move, concerns remain about the adequacy of water supply and the fairness of billing, prompting PMC to assure a measured and transparent implementation. Shapoorji Pallonji Group to raise USD 1.3 billion by selling realty and oil assets to repay debt. Mumbai-based Shapoorji Pallonji SP Group is planning to raise USD 1.3 billion, around INR 10,500 crore, over the next 2 years by selling assets from its real estate and oil businesses. The funds will be used to repay debt and are part of a broader plan to restructure the group's balance sheet. The group recently raised INR 3,300 crore through India's largest private credit deal and plans to sell high-value commercial assets and 2 offshore oil units, FPSOs. Key investors such as Cerberus, Farallon, and BlackRock have shown interest in the offering as the group looks to ease its high debt burden. Anarock reports 33% revenue growth to INR 755 crore in FY 2024-25. Anarock Group has demonstrated remarkable growth in the fiscal year 2024-25, posting a 33% increase in revenue to INR 755 crore, up from INR 566 crore the previous year. This surge is largely attributed to India's strong economic momentum, which has fueled demand across residential and commercial real estate sectors. Housing consultancy continues to dominate the revenue share, contributing approximately 56%, while expansion into office leasing consultancy has gained significant traction since its launch earlier this year. Additionally, the company secured INR 200 crore in funding to support strategic acquisitions aimed at bolstering its market position. This growth reflects Anarock's strategic agility and optimistic outlook amid ongoing market challenges. IRB Infrastructure reports 14% profit growth in FY25. Driven by higher operating revenue, IRB Infrastructure Developers Ltd reported a 14% increase in net profit for the March quarter of FY25, recording INR 214.7 crore, up from INR 188.8 crore in the same quarter of the previous fiscal year. The rise in profit was driven by increased revenue from operations, which grew to INR 2,149.2 crore from INR 2,061.2 crore. Expenses decreased to INR 1,895.3 crore, contributing to the profit growth. For the entire FY25, net profit surged significantly to INR 6,480.6 crore compared to INR 605 crore in FY24. The company's toll revenue rose by 23% to INR 6,360 crore for FY25, driven by the commencement of two TOT projects that outperformed expectations. The company remains optimistic about further growth through BOT and TOT bids, in alignment with the government's infrastructure push. Amazon India to merge logistics and marketplace units to simplify operations. Amazon India has received interim approval from the National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT, to merge its logistics arm, Amazon Transportation Services, ATS, with its marketplace business, Amazon Seller Services. The decision is aimed at simplifying compliance, streamlining operations, and improving use of infrastructure and resources. ATS, which was launched in 2013, gets over 95% of its business from Amazon and recently started serving third-party clients. The merger aligns with Amazon's global strategy of integrating business verticals for better efficiency. Rival firms like Flipkart and Meesho are also strengthening their logistics capabilities, highlighting the importance of end-to-end control in e-commerce. Master-planned communities. The future of modern urban living in India. The emergence of master-planned communities is reshaping the urban real estate landscape, offering home buyers a holistic living experience. These developments, often termed cities within cities, integrate residential spaces with a comprehensive array of amenities, from fitness centers and swimming pools to educational institutions and retail outlets. Strategically located to provide easy access to business hubs and essential services, these communities foster a walk-to-work culture, reducing commute times and promoting a healthier work-life balance. Additionally, they offer green spaces and pollution-free environments, catering to the needs of families, working professionals, and retirees alike. The concept has gained traction as developers collaborate with top sports academies, ensuring that residents, especially young enthusiasts, can access world-class facilities. Uttar Pradesh, to cover extra costs of AMRUT 2.0 to boost infrastructure in smaller towns. The Uttar Pradesh government made a significant move earlier this week by deciding to fully fund the AMRUT 2.0 scheme in the state's economically disadvantaged urban local bodies. Launched in late 2021 with a 5-year horizon, the program targets improved water supply, sewerage, and green spaces in 762 urban areas. While the central government has committed Indian rupees 8,161 crore towards the Indian rupees 24,000 crore project, the state will now bear a larger share of the remaining expenses. This decision aims to support newly formed and smaller councils lacking adequate revenue, ensuring equitable urban infrastructure development statewide. Mumbai Infrastructure, Central and Western Railway lines set for major expansion as MMR grows. To meet the rising demand for urban transport, the Indian Railways has launched surveys to expand suburban railway networks in the Mumbai metropolitan region, MMR. The Central and Western Railway zones will see new lines, including one connecting Khandeshwar to the Navi Mumbai International Airport. NMIA, and another from Dahanu to Vadhavan port. These projects aim to separate long-distance and local trains, reduce congestion, and improve access to new economic zones. The plan is part of a broader effort to support the region's rapid growth and integrate major infrastructure projects like NMIA and the upcoming Vadhavan port in Palghar district. Assam formalizes Indian rupees 22,900 crore in MoUs, focusing on infrastructure and sustainability. Assam has commenced the implementation of projects valued at over Indian rupees 60,000 crore, drawn from the Indian rupees 5,18,000 crore investment proposals received during the Advantage Assam 2.0 summit held earlier this year. Chief Minister Shri Himanta Biswa Sarma, while addressing an MoU signing ceremony for 20 projects worth Indian rupees 22,900 crore, emphasized that the state government expects investments totaling Indian rupees 1,50,000 crore to be realized within the first year of the summit. Key projects in the infrastructure sector, including the Guwahati Ring Road, Narengi-Kurua Bridge over the Brahmaputra, and the Guwahati-Silchar Express Highway, have already received approval. Additionally, MoUs have been signed for projects in waste management, solar power, ethanol production, and a new brownfield plant in Namrup worth Indian rupees 10,000 crore. ZF Wind Power unveils India's largest gearbox and powertrain test rig in Coimbatore. ZF Wind Power, a division of global technology company ZF, has inaugurated a 13.2 megawatt test rig for gearboxes and powertrains in Coimbatore, marking a significant milestone in India's wind energy sector. The state-of-the-art facility, the largest of its kind in India, is designed to simulate dynamic load conditions, enhancing the reliability and performance of next-generation powertrain technologies. The investment is part of ZF's broader strategy to drive sustainable energy solutions and bolster India's position in the global wind energy market. The test rig also aligns with ZF Group's plans to establish a cold chamber test facility, further advancing the company's end-to-end solutions capabilities. Landsec shifts focus to retail and residential sectors. After valuation shortfall in office space, Land Securities, a leading UK commercial property company, reported that its recent property valuations slightly missed market expectations due to slower growth in office spaces compared to retail and residential sectors. The company's CEO highlighted that retail assets remain the strongest performers, driven by retailers consolidating into prime locations with fewer, larger stores. In response, Landsec is accelerating investment in retail and residential properties, including the recent purchase of Liverpool One Shopping Centre. Despite the valuation miss, the company posted a strong pre-tax profit, signaling recovery from prior losses and a strategic pivot to adapt to evolving market trends. That's a wrap for today. Tune in tomorrow for the latest headlines.